Coming up this week, more information about the upcoming Wonderful World of Disney Disneyland 60 special, including some hints at Star Wars Land, and the Anaheim Police Department may be spying on Disneyland guests. Plus later, the happy haunts finally materialize as Michael continues his celebration of Disneyland 60th. All that coming up next. From points across California, you're listening to the Disneyland edition of the Diz Unplugged. This is the Diz Unplugged Disneyland edition, episode 545 for the week of January 31st, 2016. The Diz Unplugged Disneyland edition is brought to you by Dreams Unlimited Travel, helping you plan a perfect Disneyland vacation. Visit them on the web at www.dreamsunlimitedtravel.com. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the show. I am your host, Tom Bell, and I'm joined by my good friends Nancy Johnson.
Hey!
Mary Jo Mulatto-Willie.
Hello.
Michael Bowling.
Hey there, hi there, ho there.
And Tony Spatel.
Hello.
Oh, goodness. How was everyone's week? It was good to see Mary Jo and Nancy yesterday.
Yes.
As we joined Melissa and Alicia for dinner. That was kind of cool.
That was a lot of fun.
Awesome.
We thank them for supporting
We talked
Kids the
food.
World. Yes, we did.
Yes.
Well, do you want to
And food and bronies.
tell
and
everybody
brownies.
why we were eating with them?
Yeah, during the Alaska cruise last summer, the Orlando team held an auction to raise money for Give Kids the World, and they purchased or won the auction for a dinner with the Disneyland team. So they gave money to a worthy cause, and we fed them.
Yeah. And it was so nice. We had dinner at the Carthay Circle, and it was very, even though it was a late dinner, we were the last ones out of the restaurant,
Yeah,
right?
we were.
We shut down that all the way.
And it was cool, too, because we were sitting at a table, and they pointed out that the evil queen is in the wood grain of the table there and the dining room in the Carthay Circle. So that was a fun little tidbit that they told us.
It was very cool. Let's see what else we want to talk about. Hello to our friends listening live on Mixlr. If you want to join us, we stream live every Sunday evening, 7 p.m. Pacific, at Mixlr.com. That's MIXLR.com. If you head to our show notes page at DizUnplugged.com or our Facebook page, there are always links to our Mixlr account, so you can head right there and join all of our friends listening live and chatting live to our craziness every Sunday. Don't forget about the rest of the Diz Unplugged podcasts. Every Monday, a new Dreams Unlimited Travel podcast is released. Tuesdays at 10 a.m. Pacific, the Orlando show broadcasts live on YouTube. Let's see, Wednesday for another month, I think, is The Trip. That is also at 10 a.m. live, 10 a.m. Pacific. Thursdays is the Universal Edition, 10 a.m. Pacific. And we're on hiatus for Connecting with Walt, right, Michael?
We are until April.
Cool. Awesome. Excellent.
Well, awesome. You might say awesome, but
No,
all the listeners are
awesome
saying
that we
awesome.
have the correct information.
Oh, okay. Just making sure.
And then, of course, at 9 a.m. every Monday through Friday, the Daily Fix, your 3 to 4 minute update of all Disneyland news. You can find that at youtube.com/thediz. I'm sorry, youtube.com/wwinfo or www.info.com/dailyfix. Did I get everything? I think I got everything. Okay, cool. All right, so housekeeping. Last week, I alluded to the Orange County Restaurant Week, or the OC Restaurant Week, and that there weren't a lot of Downtown Disney restaurants this year. So I did check the list. OC Restaurant Week is March 6th through the 12th. And the participating restaurants that are of interest to us are Catal, Steakhouse 55, and that's all.
Just two of them?
Well, two at the Disneyland Resort. Fire and Ice is also participating over at Garden Walk. Farrell's is participating in Buena Park.
Nice.
And also in Brea. And Medieval Times is participating. So
Really?
yeah.
Oh, that would be fun. We need to do a segment on medieval times.
You know, one of the things I consistently love, and I think it's great that you bring up OC Restaurant Week, because anytime cities or counties or townships or, you know what I mean, throw one of these kinds of events, no matter where you go around the country, they're always a good time, and they're always day 6 worthy.
Right.
So, you know, and, you know, you're done and tired of the parks. Maybe it's your 3rd day and you still got another day or 2 to go. Heck, you know, take a night off and go do something fun like that.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of Steakhouse 55, we talked last time, or Mary Jo talked last time about the afternoon tea, and she graciously put up a blog this week. So I will put links to that in the show notes page, or I posted it also on our Facebook page. But if you want to get more information, take a look at some pictures. There is a blog out there now about the afternoon tea at the Steakhouse 55, so very cool.
Yeah, also at the end of the blog, I have a link to the Periscope that I did.
Okay.
So what I do now is the Periscopes automatically download to my phone.
Oh, yes.
For some reason, if you do it landscape on Periscope, it's always going to come up portrait. So you're either going to sit there with your head sideways, you know. So some of the Periscopes I only do portrait so that people can look at it on their computers. So I put it on YouTube, and it's linked in my at the bottom of the blog, so you could hear Nick and Yasmin with their talk about the experiences, and I think you can see some of the offerings for the tea a little bit better than in the pictures.
Okay, cool. Awesome. Any other housekeeping?
The Chargers are staying in San Diego for a year.
For a year.
They've agreed to. This is just for me, but no, a little bit. No, because Bob Iger was involved. They agreed. This is all whatever. They agreed to. They have an agreement with the Los Angeles new stadium, the Rams owner, that they will move in and be the tenant in 2017 if they can't get anything done with San Diego. So now it's an official. We will move to LA if we can't do something in San Diego over the next 12 months. So there you go.
What do you think how do you think the fans are, do you think, what's the word out there in the street? Are the fans happy that they're staying?
Well, we are. We're really angry about Spanos because he's taken it away from us, but I think we're like suckers. So we want them no matter what. And now we have to see whether the city and them can get together and get something done. So.
But does he have a good reason for wanting to get out of San Diego if they have an inadequate stadium?
No, he does. It's just the way they've, not to get too much information in it, but he got he got the same lawyer who, was with like Gore during, he's an expensive bad, he's an expensive, he kicks butt and takes names lawyer who was basically his front man, and he's basically rubbed the entire city of San Diego the wrong way because he just tells it sorry, he's a little, I gotta be careful when I say that, but you know what I mean. And so I think there's been a lot of negativity that didn't need to be there. So, but I think it's geared towar's
abrasive. The word you're looking for is abrasive.
Thank you. So,
you're welcome.
The nice word you're looking for.
Yeah. So, but I'm interested to see what happens now because it related away. I can bring it around. Because one of the proposals that the city wants, apparently, but the owners didn't, was the downtown convention center and a stadium, multiple use, so you could have tournaments there. But then Comic-Con, because San Diego's close to losing Comic-Con, too, because of the size. So there's an idea.
Because it's exploding.
Yeah, the idea of making it having a stadium right there, and then you could have everything all there, so. Anyways, back to Disney, sorry.
I know I kind of led you to, so.
Well, you did. I'm not going to say no.
I'm looking forward to the Las Vegas Raiders, though. So.
Yeah, that's never going to happen.
Okay, I got a couple housekeepings.
Okay,
Let's switch us back to Disney. So I checked in today, and all premium dining experiences for Valentine's Day are booked. Mm-hmm. You can still get into Goofy's Kitchen, Storytellers.
That's romantic.
You can still probably get into most of the ones in downtown Disney, which, if you call the main Disney dining line, they will transfer you to the individual restaurants. remember we said Tortilla Joe's and Catal's both have Valentine's menus. Nothing yet still from Jazz Kitchen. I'm kind of surprised. Usually you'd expect them to have some kind of, special menu or something. Anyway, so that's my first one.
Cool.
My second one was, did you guys see the email we got from Joe in Salt Lake City? He is a former veteran, and he was responding to you guys on your opinions about the flag retreat ceremony.
Yeah.
And
he's letting him slide this one time, I think is what he said, right?
Yeah, he said that as a 20-year military vet and such, he says because Disneyland honors veterans and American flags so consistently without fanfare that, it's okay if you spin it a little. Now, if they had this one, he said, now if they only had this one ceremony without the many years preceding, he would have an issue. So, and then we got another great email from Karen Lamb, who
didn't want her email read on the air, but that's right.
Well, no, she had a good point that I hadn't noted, that I hadn't known, that the
so
Cozy
that
Cone...
overrules her asking, don't read it on the air.
Yes.
Okay.
You know what? I love you, Karen. You're my bud. Anyway, so she made a note that the Cozy Cone wasn't serving the breakfast egg cones anymore.
Oh, darn.
And the churro bites.
Oh, yeah, that was weird. And
the churro bites. And we haven't been to the Cozy Cones in a while.
Just a supply issue.
Yeah.
Because she said the sign was still the same, but that they were serving
regular-looking churros with caramel sauce. Yeah. And also a dwarf-sized cookies and cream variety.
We'll have to check that out.
I think we do.
So, so my beloved cones are not being consistent. Sigh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and then they didn't have dill pickle again this weekend. Darn.
Ew.
No, that's actually one of their best flavors.
A lot of people like that one.
It's really good. But the way they change on their schedule, and if they run out early, then they'll switch early too, because they have like a 6-day schedule or something like that.
Okay. Any other housekeeping?
I have a couple.
Go ahead, Michael.
Well, one goes back to when we were talking about, you might remember Tangled is coming back to the Royal Theater at Princess Fantasy Fair. Well, we've also been speculating just how many venues is the story of Frozen going to be performed in over at Disneyland. Well, good news is there's going to be one less. And that is not only is Tangled returning to Princess Fantasy Fair, but later this spring, Beauty and the Beast will be returning to Princess Fantasy Fair. Smythe and Jones will be doing their take on that again. And while you only have so much room for princesses, so they will be discontinuing the Frozen, pantomime that they've been doing there. So if you want to see it, you have until spring before Beauty and the Beast returns.
I thought Beauty and the Beast was the weakest one, actually. I'd rather see Frozen stay almost. Did I just say that? But
yeah, I think that Tangled and Frozen were the superior ones.
Yeah.
So, and then
maybe they're going to beef up Beauty and the Beast then. Hopefully.
Probably not.
So, and then my my other one was just something I'd sent out a couple of photos to the team, and some of you who've been around as long as I might remember an attraction called the Mine Train Through Nature's Wonderland.
Yay!
Mm-hmm.
And
I was point out that tunnel.
I remember my great grandpa talking about it.
That's right, that young whippersnapper. and anyway, so this was the days when Frontierland was the largest realm in Disneyland, and it was a homage to the True Life Adventures, and you went on this little mine train, and you went through different areas like Beaver Valley, Bear Country, and the Living Desert. You saw elk, and ramming each other with their antlers, and I mean it was really cool. And there were all these little audio animatronic figures, and Mark Davis was the Imagineer that designed the figures. So he put a little humor, into this as well. And of course, when Big Thunder Mountain Railway came, we said goodbye to Nature's Wonderland and all the little critters. And then when we were talking about the changes coming to Frontierland with the Star Wars expansion, I think I had mentioned that it was just a little random sentence in one of the articles I read that they were going to add more audio animatronic animals to Rivers of America and all that. Well, there's a new sign up on the construction walls in Frontierland, and it's the Nature's Wonderland sign. But instead of saying via the mine train through Rainbow Caverns, it's via the Disneyland Railroad.
Oh.
That was a really good catch, Michael.
So
I'm impressed.
Oh, thanks. Well, it's been sort of bebopping around on the interwebs for about a day or so. So I'm wondering if this is sort of a hint as to what we can look forward to, that perhaps they're going to do a homage to Nature's Wonderland and, Walt Disney's True Life Adventure series by, bringing back animatronics that were reminiscent of the mine train, the Nature's Wonderland.
Arch Rock was actually in the petting zoo area. From Nature's Wonderland.
Mm-hmm.
The Arch Rock was still there, so I'm wondering if they're not, because I was thinking that they were going to tear it down, and I was really disappointed and just trying to keep it. But that would be so cool if they left that up there and built some of these various scenes from the Nature's Wonderland where the train's going to see them.
Yeah, and maybe even where the riverboat and the Columbia will see them. I mean, that would be great. So it makes this change a little more palatable, because, maybe they're really going to plus it, quite a bit. So we'll just have to wait and see.
Mm-hmm.
I think they'd certainly have to do some kind of major plussing to appease that drastic of a change. So I'm excited.
Yeah.
That's a really cool little thing that I didn't notice.
Yeah, and if you look at the renderings that they did, it even looks like they're going to be putting in waterfalls and things like that. So it looks like it's going to be very nice.
It looks so pretty, and I know that I heard comments back and forth about, with the way the train tracks are shown going through that area, that'll be nice to see things on both sides of the train tracks now, as opposed to, and I'm sure we probably said something like that on the show when we talked about it, if I can remember back this far. Couple weeks. It's been a long month.
Yeah.
I'm really happy to see February. Really happy to see February.
All right. Any other housekeeping?
Oh, real quick, do we want to mention something about that freeway closure? About the 91 freeway closure?
There's your news story, Tony. Carmageddon 3.0.
I was flipping through Mary Jo's old emails and saw it. So all credit for this goes to Mary Jo. On February, as of the last news story, February 19th to the 22nd, they're going to be shutting down the 91 freeway 6 miles from State Route 71 to Interstate 15 in Corona. So if you're coming from Nevada or from the center of the state, keep that in mind. And they're trying to build a bridge.
Weekend? Is that during President's Weekend?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was good timing.
Okay, so I know, right? So stay away from the 91 freeway when you're coming in into town on that weekend. It's going to be
well, it's well north of Disneyland.
Yeah, but for people coming in, a lot of people who come in from Phoenix area on the 10
right.
will come down the 91, so you need to just stay on the 10.
The 10 and go to the 57.
Yeah.
And then same if you're going from Vegas well, I don't think most people do the 91 from Vegas or to Vegas, but from Disneyland, you got to go to the 57 and not worry about the 91.
Well, if you're coming from the 15, you're kind of...
You go the 15 to the 10 to the 57.
Right.
Okay.
See, there you go.
Anything else in the housekeeping?
I have a couple of quick ones.
Go ahead, Mary Jo. You're done, Nancy.
This past weekend, like Tom and Nancy... I went to Disneyland to go hang out and do some different things, and we noticed that the bridge is open again at Adventureland. So apparently, all they were doing was just cleaning up the sign for Adventureland,
okay, cool.
not replacing the bridge like so many people were speculating about. So that entrance, which is open, which relieved a little bit of the congestion, And then we had already, in one of our rapid fires, we had talked about the trains being at the Main Street station and at the New Orleans station. Mm-hmm. And so I visited the train at New Orleans Square. Dean and I went over there. And we were talking to the conductors, and we got to go over across the tracks to the old original Frontierland station, which is the one that you always hear the telegraph going. So they were talking to us about the different trains. They were talking to us about, we were asking about capacity on the different trains. They were telling us why they changed the seats from only looking forward to sideways. And there was a lot of information that they were telling us, plus the fact that we could climb on the train if we wanted to. We could picture opportunities, take pictures with the conductors, and we could go across to the other side where you normally don't get to go. So it was a fun little thing to do. So I do recommend that people take advantage of visiting these trains, right? Because you have the trains, and again, the Mark Twain and the Columbia ship are trading. Right now, this time it was the Mark Twain, and the Columbia ship was in the dock at Harbor.
I heard something from that because they've added Lewis to the Tiana meet and greet that they're having on there, so they may not switch that out as much as was possibly previously thought.
Okay, well that makes sense, unless they do something else like with Pirates or something. Right. But I think that's really cool. Right. That they did that.
Peter Pan or...
Yeah, they won't be bringing Jack Sparrow back for a meet and greet anytime soon, I can tell you.
And though I was periscoping, I was busy talking to the conductor, and I was thinking about asking about checking out the hidden Mickeys, but I'm going to do that next time I go.
I think I have the drinking word.
What is it?
Periscope. Mary Jo says periscoping, I think.
Yeah.
There we go.
I was going to say, I'm not going to mention that word in this, and sorry, guys.
I think that's what it is.
Before you get to your other one, Mary Jo, you're talking about congestion into Adventureland, or Frontierland. Tomorrowland, oh my gosh.
It's really bad.
It is so... part of it is, for some reason, the Fast Pass line for Star Tours is backing up. And then
really?
The 2 times I've been by there, and the Fast Pass line is back almost to the restrooms.
Yes.
Plaza Inn.
It was not as bad yesterday as it was last week Sunday. Okay. Last week Sunday it was definitely all the way to the restrooms.
And then just people trying to get into everything else in Tomorrowland. So if you are trying to get to Launch Bay or the Space Mountain or the monorail or something like that, I would suggest go around between Matterhorn and Galactic Grill.
Wonderland?
Yeah, no. You don't have to go that far.
Okay.
But go between Matterhorn and Pixie Hollow and go that way, because just get that bottleneck right there by the Astro Orbiter is awful right now. Okay, you had something else.
No, that was it.
Oh, that was it? Okay.
Yeah.
I wanted to add, we had a cool experience yesterday.
Oh, Go ahead and tell them.
We were so excited.
Do we drink when we say "Once Upon a Time"? Is that what?
That could be. That could be. We actually we were with some friends of ours who don't get to go to Disneyland very often. It's one of my daughter's friends and her family, and they're big Once Upon a Time fans too. Well, we noticed a plaid walk past us to Space Mountain when we went to go get our fast passes first thing in the morning, and I'm like, boy, that's a skinny teenager with a kind of pointy nose. And we're like, oh my gosh, it's Jared Gilmore, it's Henry. And so the girls...
Where is he
from Once Upon a Time.
Drink. Okay.
I hope you're not doing 100% whiskey. It exists. I saw it on a cooking show today. Anyway, and so...
And then...
I tweeted a little picture. The girls wanted to say hi, and they don't have Twitter, so I tweeted out a little picture. And he responded to them. And then we ran into him on the Haunted Mansion. Right at the doors where they were just taking him through the regular fast pass queues on everything. And And he waved at him, and I got a chance to say hello, and that was kind of cool. And then we were at Winnie the Pooh, and who do we see but Josh Dallas and Jennifer Goodwin. Jennifer Goodwin, of course, being the voice of Officer Judy Hopps in the new Zootopia movie. And she is very, very pregnant with their second child. And my daughter Zoe, independently of me, went up to go say hello to her and was just so incredibly excited. She was so very sweet to Zoe. And so we had our huge once upon a time celebrity encounter at the Magic Kingdom. And the big thing is be very respectful. Don't cluster. Don't gawk. We watched people kind of gawk at Ginny and everything. And, it's like, don't take pictures. Don't be just snapping like crazy. Because we didn't do that for anybody. And it was very nice experiences. So,
Did I ever tell you about the time Carol and I rode with Ginny, that's what we call her, through the Haunted Mansion at Magic Kingdom, just the three of us?
No, how cool is that?
No, you didn't talk.
I've told it several times.
I've never heard you tell that story because I'm too busy telling mine.
Now, if you see us in the parks, feel free to snap photos and gawk at us.
And we love to take you on rides.
Yeah.
So there, yeah.
Has anybody updated their Disneyland app yet on their smartphone?
I have, but I haven't opened it.
Okay. The app was updated on Thursday, now includes PhotoPass. So you can look at all your PhotoPass photos on the Disneyland app. If you don't have an annual pass with the little QR code thing on it, you can use your phone as they'll scan your phone, it'll show up on your phone, and you can not have to have the PhotoPass card anymore. So, also, the PhotoPass website is updated. I'm assuming I haven't looked yet, but I'm assuming they integrated it with the Disney World version.
Okay.
So, there's a new PhotoPass website for Disneyland and Alani.
Yay!
Yeah.
I actually had a PhotoPass picture taken yesterday. I think my first one, and it's off of my annual pass, so I need to go figure out how to download it.
Yeah. And of course, first world problems, I updated, or I upgraded from my signature? Yeah, signature to Premier. And of course, it takes forever. Which, spending that much money shouldn't take that much time, but it does.
We're sorry. Do you hear the world's little tiniest violin playing the song for you?
But the good news is that the Premier worked quicker with discounts than the Signature does. Have you guys had trouble? Mary Jo, have you had trouble with the discounts on your Signature Plus?
Yep, every single time it takes them. Except the
minutes,
food
right?
doesn't. Yeah, the food doesn't really cause issues, but it's the merchandise that they always. And then finally they look at me and they say, "Is this the new Signature Plus?" And I'm like, "Yep."
But the Premier, but I've had it where it's been on the food that it's taken. I think, well, no, maybe it was merchandise. But anyway, okay. All right. Any other housekeeping? If you want to get a hold of us, you can email us at dlpodcast@wdwinfo.com. And as we said before, you'll find links to all our shows and anything we talk about at www.disunplug.com. It is time for the news, Tony.
Police in Anaheim, California, home to Disneyland and about 16 million tourists annually, have apparently built an extensive surveillance arsenal using military-grade spy equipment that has been used to eavesdrop on cell phone calls for years, according to newly published documents that were obtained by the American Civil Liberties Union and recently published. So this shows a massive and sophisticated cell phone spying program that stretches back to at least 2009. If you've been in Disneyland, everybody be careful what pics you've been texting back and forth to each other. The Anaheim Police Department, the Anaheim Police Program includes so-called Stingray equipment, which many police departments have used for covert cellular spying, the documents show. The police have also apparently obtained a powerful military-grade spy tool called a dirt box, which can intercept and collect information on thousands of devices at once, and can even record voice data. It's not clear how the police use their Dirtbox or what model they have, but some are capable of intercepting emails and text messages, as well as cracking encrypted cell phone communications. Moreover, the device can be mounted to aircraft. I don't that concerned with that, significantly increasing the reach of the cops' surveillance. The discovery that Anaheim police have a Dirtbox is significant because until now, the only known usage domestically was in larger cities of Los Angeles and Chicago and was only used by the federal government. It may illustrate how much secret spying local police forces are engaging in. According to the ACLU, Anaheim is not a particularly large city in Orange County, yet its police forces developed vast spying abilities. So, just food for thought.
Interesting.
Yes, so...
See how long it takes for Disneyland to put in blocking equipment.
Yeah, I know. Interesting, huh? So... I'm thinking like Universal should be using the Dirtbox to get their secrets.
Right?
Yeah, like let's use it for real important things, like making better rides. And happier.
Speaking of better rides.
Oh, nice. Good job. Harrison Ford is going to reveal Disney's Star Wars Land details in TV and is a TV special. Disneyland's 60th anniversary TV special is taking a detour to a galaxy far, far away. Of course, I didn't write that myself. Harrison Ford will be revealing a preview of the Star Wars lands coming to Disneyland and Walt Disney World next month on the Wonderful World of Disney, Disneyland 60, according to ABC. The preview will feature new details of the Star Wars-themed lands and the amusement parks. The attractions, the entertainment, everything we create will be part of our storytelling. Nothing will be out of character or stray from the Star Wars mythology, according to Bob Iger. Other than mentioning that the Star Wars themed lands would include one attraction that is a recreation of the Millennium Falcon, and another that will immerse attendees in a battle between the First Order and the Resistance. Details have been sparse. So we all know I don't need to go into further detail about Star Wars and the lands, but fun event, fun note. This is not the first Star Wars TV special Harrison Ford has been a part of. In 1978, he was in the Star Wars Holiday Special.
The amazing Star Wars Holiday Special.
So, and it will air on February 21st.
I was just gonna. That's the same one that I think Elton John is performing in, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Did you see the Parks blog? They're talking about that a new app called, or not an app called, was Applause or something like that.
No, what is it?
Well, it's like, the second screen technology that some of the networks are using nowadays, where you're watching something and then more content shows up on your phone. So, like during some of the musical numbers, your phone will, if you have this app going, your phone will, flash to match the fireworks, or have extra content about the song, or links to his new album, or just different things.
And what's the name of it again?
I'll have to look it up.
That's a great name for an app.
Shut up. It's on the Parks blog. I'll look at it. Anyway.
Interesting.
So when is the February 21st?
Yes.
Is that what it? Okay, I'm trying to get out of this.
I will probably DVR it.
Yeah, right. All right, thank you, Tony.
I just wonder why it's so late. I mean, wasn't the anniversary last year?
Yeah, kind of.
So, took them a long time.
I'm wondering if it's because they're worried there'll be a drop-off in guests because so much is closed.
Right. Yeah.
Well, it's definitely showing in the lines for everything else.
We were also speculating yesterday about whether or not we would see a price increase this summer. What are your thoughts, Michael?
Oh, absolutely.
Do you think so? Even with all this down, do you think we'll still see a price increase?
Because they'll talk about, what's coming and what a great value, it is and all that. Yeah.
I'm afraid that they would get backlash for that with Universal Studios opening up the new Harry Potter land. And then if Disneyland, with the different things that they have closed, raise their prices again. Because there was a huge increase last year.
Yes.
They don't care about backlash, obviously.
Because people still come.
Yeah.
here's information on that app. Fans watching the show at home can participate in Sir Elton's performance and much, much more with the Disney Applause app, available for iPhone and Android. Applause delivers a second-screen interactive experience that will sync directly to your broadcast's major musical segments, displaying colorful light shows and original content on viewers' phones. Their display will be in harmony with the illuminated accessories worn by guests. Oh, okay. Ears, all right. And elaborate lighting designs during the performance.
So if we wear our little light-up ears at home while we're watching this, it's going to work?
No, I don't think that. No, your phone screen will change colors or something.
Oh, ooh.
Like, people need to be more hyper-stimulated while they're watching television.
Yeah. Well, like, I think it's Walking Dead has the second screen experience, but it's online. While you're watching on TV, you go online and there's additional content, and you can, like, vote on things or, different things online while you're watching your cable. So, anyway. All right. Thank you, Tony. Moving on. Let's hit some rapid fires. Let's start with Michael.
Well, it's February and Valentine's Day. So there's some, let's take a look at, maybe you want to take your special someone to the Walt Disney Family Museum in San Francisco. Ooh. The film of the month, well, what doesn't say love more than The Jungle Book? Anyway, that is the film of the month, and it plays daily in February, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday at 1, and Sunday at 3. The little open studio is all about creating wonderful worlds. So they'll talk about how concept artists are responsible for creating a visual piece for characters or worlds that do not yet exist. So they're going to help create a large model inspired by this month's feature film, The Jungle Book, and they can even take home a small model of their own, The Little Mouseketeers. And that's every Saturday, Sunday, and Monday in February, 10 a.m. to noon. For the older Mouseketeers, the open studio is pastels and color art. So you can... You'll be learning about the beautiful pastel work of artists and Disney legend Mel Shaw, where that exhibit is still running. Definitely a wonderful little exhibit to see. And you're going to learn to create concept art that illustrates a moment from a story. And again, something that a piece of art you'll be able to take home with you. And that's every Saturday and Sunday in February, 1 to 4 p.m. There's Stories on Stage is happening again this month. And this is something they do regularly where you explore with song, rhythms, characters, and dance, the stories. And this time it's Cascada de Flores presents an original tale of friendship and music. And it's the story of the tree and the donkey who wanted to sing. So this performance celebrates traditions, diversity, and the power of music. There's going to be improvisation and interaction. Children can sing and dance with this. It's supposed to be very nice. And that is February 7th from 12 to 1. There's going to be a talk on storytelling strategies. This is for business professionals and college and university students only. It's going to be taught. You're going to learn about how great storytelling is the key to success of films and TV shows, but also to successful business or corporation. So you're going to learn more about how you can use the art of storytelling to be a motivator and a message for driving and developing your business's success. The talk is, and that storytelling strategies, that's Wednesday, February 10th from 1 to 3. The talk in February is the Bancroft Brothers Animation Podcast. And they're twin brothers, Tom and Tony Bancroft, who are also artists. And they also have their own podcast out there. And the show is going to be, they're going to do a podcast live. And they're going to be interviewing Disney producer Don Hahn.
Live podcast? That's just weird.
I know. Who's the guest curator of the Mel Shaw, an animator on horseback exhibit. And that is going to be on Saturday, February 13th at 1 p.m. So for more information on what's going on and information about tickets, just head over to their website that we'll have in our show notes. That's waltdisney.org. I'll see you at the museum.
Excellent. Thank you, Michael. Nancy.
Okay, so as you know, one of my favorite things to talk about is
Once Upon a Time
merchandise. Well, I did a little shopping this weekend because it was kind of chilly, so I spent a little more time in the shops and, I might have normally. And a couple new things. There's a bunch of great pieces inspired by hipster Mickey, Jared Mariyama's line. And there's figurines now. There are bags featuring his classic chill but now characters. Even some I got a cute little poncho, which had a couple of his characters on it. So there's new clothing lines with it too. Besides that, there's also some new art pieces coming out this month. And just to keep you up and going, February 5th through the 14th, if you're into Precious Moments dolls, Linda Rick is going to be at the China Closet in Disneyland. February 5th to 7th, she's going to be noon to 10. So there'll be new things there. Noah has a couple new pieces out inspired by both The Sorcerer's Apprentice and Alice in Wonderland. The Alice in Wonderland piece is really cool. And he's going to be at Off the Page in California Adventure on February 6th. There's also going to be a program at Wonderground on February 6th from the New Artist Showcase. Jared Mariyama is going to be there with his pieces, Nidhi Chanini, Youngchung, Jun Kim. So all kinds of stuff. There's a new hipster Mickey Vinylmation figure being released. Artist in residence is going to be Gabby Zapata, and she does a little retro kind of art, so that's kind of fun. A couple other new things. There's a new Pirates of the Caribbean line of product featuring mermaids, which I thought was really, really cute. There's a gorgeous new, if you like the sort of retro pinup look, they've taken that and added it to mermaids to Pirates of the Caribbean. There's scarves, there's shirts, there's a really cool coffee mug. Kind of a neat little product line. I have not yet checked to see. I'm sure that that's a line over at Walt Disney World too, so that might actually be available on the Disney Parks Disney shopping app. But I haven't checked it yet for sure, so don't take me for word on that. And then last but not least, you know how much I love the caramel apples. February's apple of the month is dunked and drizzled and rolled in almonds and cherries, which is very exciting. And then they've been doing a new thing with bark. Everybody loves chocolate in hunks and sheets and slabs. Well, it's very similar to a very, very old world style chocolate technique where they do the chocolate bark in layers, and they're infusing it with nut and amaretto oil, drizzled in white milk chocolate, topped with dried cherries and roasted almonds. So that's a little bit of a twist from the apple, but some kind of the same principle. So that is some extra little shopping news at the Disneyland Resort.
Very cool. Thank you, Nancy. I will go next. Let's see. Okay, so no word yet on Coasting for Kids, but save that for Sunday in June. However, we do have information on this year's coaster run. Run, walk, and ride the coasters for the Kids of Speech and Language Development Center. The coaster run offers a 5K run walk, a 10K run, and a half-mile Kids Camp Snoopy fun run, followed by a finish line expo with a complimentary piece of Knott's famous boysenberry pie for all finishers.
Nice.
Yummy.
The event takes place March 6th in Buena Park. So,
and
Yay.
I don't know if you guys remember, there was this guy, Tony, and he used to run.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard about him. Anyways, he did this race.
Did you do this one?
I did, before I was like...
It's just on the streets of Buena Park.
Yeah,
right?
it's just on the streets of Buena Park. It's not like a Disney-ish kind of run. It's just there. It's like for a good cause. It's really flat and easy. So
and it's affordable. It's I think it was like $47 or $57.
It was totally affordable. So just saying, it's just, don't expect it to be beautiful. Nothing against people living in Boynton Park.
But boysenberry pie.
But you get boysenberry pie at the end, and it's flat. So that's the only thing I can add. But I did do it.
And we all love boysenberry pie.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yes.
I think it's unanimous.
With ice cream.
Yes.
We'll have to go back.
Ooh, vanilla ice cream.
We'll have to go when Mrs. Knott's reopens and have some boysenberry pie.
I think so.
All right. Mary Jo.
I have a couple, and the second one will be really quickly.
Okay. I'll let it slide then.
Thank you. I don't know if February is now annual pass holder appreciation month or what, but the month of February, Disneyland is going to be having all kinds of really cool things for annual pass holders. They're going to be having, on the February 1st to the February 7th, first week is Main Street to Mickey Mouse. February 8th, these are the themes. February 8th through the February 14th is Live the Adventure. February 15th to February 21st is Fantasy and Fun. And the last week, they're having a World of Tomorrows. So the types of things that they're going to be offering annual pass holders are a complimentary button series created for those of us who have passes while the supplies last. So each week, I'm going to be going down there to see what buttons they have. So continuous screenings of the Disney animated shorts at the Main Street Opera House. Also Stage 17, which is where they had the
snow.
Yeah, the Snow Fest play area and Meet Olaf over there, and also at the Blue Sky Cellar. They're going to be having all of these screenings for us. They're going to be distributing recipe cards at the Blue Sky Cellar and at different food and beverage locations. I remember they did this at Christmas time, right, Tom, when they did that at Paradise Gardens with the Mexican, with the tamales
right.
and
Three Kings Day?
Yeah, Three Kings Day. Thank you. So they're going to have those type of offerings for us. And then they're going to have, I thought this was cool. So, when we go see the screenings at the Main Street Opera House in Stage 17, they're going to have complimentary water and popcorn provided to the annual pass holders. Then they're also offering, they have the Walk and Waltz Footsteps, but they're going to have an annual pass holder exclusive Walk and Waltz Footsteps, daily. And this will, in addition to, what the regular tour includes, they'll also provide a special dessert and a lithograph that they'll be getting. Plus, we still get to do our 15% discount on the tour. So I already booked February 25th with Kelly and Leslie and Chris, couple of friends, and we're going to go during this time to go check it out. Plus, I wanted to do Walk and Walt's Footsteps again, since they don't do Walt Disney's apartment anymore, and we get to see the Dream Suite. So I'll be able to talk about it after that. They're going to have addition. Pardon me?
I said, love the Dream Suite.
I haven't been there yet, and so I'm really excited.
I went when they did a DVC holder preview, when they first built it, and that was really cool.
Oh, I think that's going to be neat.
Yeah.
They, how when you go into the park, they offer the map, and then they also have the guide that tells you all the different shows. Well, make sure that if you're an annual pass holder, pick up the guide, because whatever they're going to be offering, in addition to what I just named off, is going to be listed in that guide. So you need to pay attention. See, they already had one for yesterday. Got to see what they're going to be offering for each week. So I think that's pretty cool that they're going to have that.
Nice. Listed in the Times Guide, so all the people who don't have passes can see it and,
or go
and
upgrade.
be like, why can't I do this?
I'm looking at something that was on a website that I belong to. Anyway, the times for the typical times for these places being open. Main Street Opera House isn't only open in the evening, so 5 p.m. until park close.
So during the day, they're going to be showing Abraham Lincoln then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Blue Sky Cellar, 10 a.m. to 1 hour before park close. And Stage 17 will be 11 a.m. to park close. Most days. So,
Makes sense.
I mean, there's some exceptions, but that looks like what the typical schedule is going to be.
It's going to be fun. So once the wind dies down and I go outside my house again.
Blue Sky Cellar is going to have charging stations.
Nice.
coloring activities. Stage 17 will have characters. And then all the other stuff we talked about. So
That's going to be really cool.
Yeah.
Well, Mary Jo, can you scan those recipe cards and share them?
Sure, I would love to.
Oh, that'd be great, because I have like every Disney cookbook they've ever done. And
Okay.
So I do prepare dishes out of those. So I'd be interested in seeing what those are.
I know Nancy does too, and I believe Kelly has too, but I'll be happy to scan those cards. Or I'll get an extra one and send to you, which will
great.
probably be better
Thank
for
you.
your collection.
All right.
The other
Sorry.
one that I have
we could make a note that, real quick, we could make a note in a reference to the Disboards, where there is actually a thing, if you ever want Disney park recipes that people have gotten, then go on to the Disboards.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
And there's a
that's
special page on it.
Thanks,
Because
Nancy.
I've
That's
looked a
good
few things up
reminder.
there myself.
Good. Maybe I'll scan them and put them on there, and I'll send Michael the real one.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. Another thing I just wanted to bring up, a lot of times people come, especially now, well, all the time for the day 6, and they want to know about our local mountains. I just wanted to tell people that up at Big Bear right now, the skiing is excellent. The conditions for skiing is excellent. Big Bear Mountain is 2 hours from Disneyland, and they also have tubing. And what caught my eye is they're having after nightfall tubing. So they have these, they're lit up with those, I think, LED lights. So you can go tubing at night, and the whole area is lit up, which is a little bit more exciting, from 5 to 9 p.m. So for anybody who's going to be coming out here and wants a day to go up to see the snow in Southern California, it's actually an hour and a half, not 2 hours, to get up to Big Bear from Disneyland. But not the weekend of February 19th through the 21st when the 91's closed. You'll want to go up the 57 to the 10. But I just wanted to mention it for those who are planning on going to Big Bear.
Cool. All right. Tony.
Okay, Harry Potter fans. You can enter for a chance first to win the ultimate Harry Potter trip around the world. Okay, you can do that if you are a member of their mailing list, which Mary Jo is, and I'm sure she's going to spam it out to everybody. But I'm sure if you go on the site, you can do that. But more importantly, if you are a pass holder, you might want to consider being a pass holder because you can experience the Wizarding World of Harry Potter before it opens April 7th. It's actually making me considering to buy one just to see it. I have a confession to make. I have not seen any of the movies or read any of the books, but now that I can't escape it, like Andrew loves it, and I found out that Christina loves it, I'm like, okay, I think it's time for me to finally. I know,
dang straight.
I know it's like 30 years late and all that, but
and $30 short.
yeah, but so
actually more than that.
So how early?
It says before you must, to receive an invitation, you must purchase an annual pass by March 6th or have a current annual pass valid through at least March 30th. So my guess is that's
sometime in March.
Yeah. You must also provide a valid email address when purchasing your pass. There's no more details than that other than you can buy one now.
And so you'll get an invitation. You may visit between 10 a.m. and 11 a.m. on this Thursday.
Wow, really bringing it down.
Sorry.
Maybe they're just going to maybe they're going to let you live there for the entire 24 hours.
Yeah, there we go.
So that's it. And I'm going to give credit because, as I'm finishing my master's in administration, I've got to cite all my sources. This is a Mary Jo source. So Mary Jo, 2016. She's the one who gave me this rapid fire. So thank you.
Mary Jo at wdwinfo.com.
Well, that's a whole different citation if it's an online source. I'm pretending it's a journal article, and we'll leave it at that. So there. Thank you, Mary Jo.
Welcome.
Right. Thank you, Mary Jo. Thank you, Tony. All right. For those of you listening live, stay tuned for Michael's next segment about the Haunted Mansion. For everyone else, that is going to do it for this segment of the Diz Unplugged. Be sure to catch all of our other Diz Unplugged podcasts this week. And of course, we will be back again with you next week. Until then, remember, Disneyland is always more magical when it's shared. Thanks for listening.